My name is James. I was born in America and I moved to Japan when I was 3 years old. I've lived here mostly my whole life. I'm 36 years old. My favorite movie is Star Wars.
So, what's your story?
What is my story? I think it helps to explain who my parents were. So I'll start there. So way before I was born, my dad, he was struggling with many things. My grandmother, my dad's mom, was praying for him to get better. And then he met God, he met Jesus. In the parking lot, he said, I forget, you should interview him. But anyway, he was healed from his addiction, that addiction. Like, he said it was like that, and he didn't have to struggle with it anymore. He met God, he wanted to become a pastor. And then he went to Bible college in Portland, Oregon. That's where he met my mom. My mom grew up in a Christian home. She was gonna become a music teacher, piano teacher probably. So she went to college for 2 years, but then said, I don't want to do this, and moved to the States. Just quit college and moved to the States. That's where she went, to the Bible college. They met there. Long story short, they got married, and then my dad wanted to become a pastor in Japan. So he slowly started praying about it. They got married, and then they had me. So I was born in Portland, and then when I was 3 years old, my whole family moved to Japan, in Nagoya, where my grandparents were. And my dad was an English teacher at first, praying about what to do, how to move forward. But then he was a computer tinker. So back to Nagoya, when I was 3 or 4 years old, he was on what's called bulletin boards. This is before the internet, where peer-to-peer data transfer, and then he found a job posting that said, basically it said, if you found this, you have enough computer knowledge to work at our company.
Job posting.
Yeah, basically, if you know how to get here, that means you have enough skill. We'll teach you.
So you know Excel. Yeah, you get a job.
Yeah. So, and that job was from a company in Shin Yokohama. So our family moved to Shin Yokohama. At that time, I had a Nagoya accent. When I was 3 years old, I don't even remember this, but ora ga na, like
Odagana?
ora. I would say
Oh,
ora,
ore,
like
ore.
yeah, it sounds like a Naruto character or something. And then so he wanted to become a pastor, but first he said, I will study the Japanese culture by working in a company as a salaryman, like a salaryman. Leave work at 6 a.m., sometimes come home at 10 p.m. Very busy. We'd still be active at church. And my mom was staff at the church in Yokohama. Sorry, that's where we found our church, it's really home. And then after 10 years, or was it a little more, 10 or 12 years or something, he quit the job and became a pastor at the church. Yeah, but so those 12, 13 years, this is till I'm like, basically till college age, I was homeschooled in English. I would learn everything from my mom mostly, and then the English parts from my dad. She would teach me like math and history. We would order all the books and follow a curriculum, and I just learn. That's what I did all my life except college. And another layer of my life is music. So my dad, he always just learned stuff by himself. So he picked up guitar and learned. He knew trumpet. And the Bible college that we went to also had a music major. So I forget what his major was, but he's very musical. My mom was going to become a music teacher. My Japanese side grandfather was a piano tuner, organ repairer, and he also made signs in his city, but very good with his skills. My great grandfather was a musician in Yamaha Orchestra or something. So anyway, lots of music. So I grew up in church. I'm homeschooled. I take my books, and my mom works at the church as staff or like accounting or something, and then I would be at church at a desk just studying. But when I'm done, we had a place, so there was like a drum set, there's guitar, there's a piano. So a lot of times I would just play music, and my mom couldn't teach me because parents teaching their own kids sometimes is hard. She couldn't teach me music. She could teach me other stuff. I don't know why. But I picked it up from, like, my dad taught me guitar and drums and trumpet and how to do other instruments. My dad started a small band called Superband at the church, where it's just kids learning how to play. So I picked up trumpet, and yeah, I grew up in a musical family. When we drove to church, us four, I have a sister, younger sister too. My dad would say, "Okay, let's do this song and you guys harmonize," and he would teach us how to harmonize and sing. So that's kind of how I grew up. And so all of that, lots of English, a little bit of Japanese, but because they wanted me to make sure I could read and write, I went to Kumon. I just did the Japanese. I didn't do the English or the math because I was homeschooled and I did that. But I'd have Japanese, so I would read and write. But my social skills were, I don't know if I consciously or my parents decided, but before I went to college, I worked at Starbucks, arubaito, for 1 year. That helped me speak better because I learned keigo, I learned service reigyo. When I first started, I was talking like a friend to my tencho, to my
no keigo.
Yeah. No keigo. But he was so nice that he said, James 君は大丈夫。まだわかんないから別にいいよ。タメ語で。And then I got into college, and I actually dropped out after 2 years. So I did Starbucks for 2 years total, overlapping college, and then college, I guess I regret dropping out, or I don't know if it was a good decision. But basically financial reasons and what I was learning, it didn't feel like it was me. Now I think I need to go back to school and get a degree so I can apply for better jobs, at least a bachelor's degree. So in that sense, I kind of regret it. But I did 2 years and dropped out. And then I tried to teach music, but I didn't go through any company. I tried to do it on myself with just people I know, so I wasn't making any money. I was just living with my parents. I think I made like 4万円 or 5万円 a month, which in Japan is, you can't live on that by yourself. I was very sheltered and everything was handed to me.
Oh.
I lived in a very, blessed, very lucky environment, you could say. But I didn't learn to really think for myself.
Let me talk to your parents.
No, it's not their fault either.
No, I'm just kidding.
There's other things that happened there, and that when I look back, I could see that they're trying. But I never really took it. I dropped out. I tried to teach English, but lots of help from my parents. They fed me, they did everything. But then somebody else at church helped me find a job at a military base in Yokohama. And I still work there now. So that was 13, almost 14 years ago. Same job, a little different inside the office, but same office. I've always been in basically the same room for 13 years. But that person, saw that I was, how much I was making, and I said, okay, maybe I'll try to find a job on base. Maybe I'll start with waiter or something. But he was like, no, you can do better. And he was very good at talking to people, finding connections, and that's how he found a job for me on base. But I cannot complain. It's it's well paying, and it's I'm very blessed still that person found it for me. I didn't even go to finish college. I didn't even, it wasn't something I earned, I don't think. It was really something that was given to me. So I'm very thankful for that. And that's where I am now.